Coming up next on Small Town Big Deal.
We're going to turn this into an heirloom.
That's right.
We visit the historic factory that turns out historic furniture.
Then,
Holy cow, I just licked my finger.
things get too hot to handle when we go inside the home of the #1 pepper sauce in the world.
We're going to taste that?
And we'll meet a wonderful woman who is never out of her gourds.
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl. We are in Shelbyville, Indiana, to tell the story of a place whose handcrafted work has made its way into the homes of presidents
Like FDR and Eisenhower,
and even Hollywood stars.
like Clint Eastwood and Oprah Winfrey, and soon to be Jan Carl.
Ooh, I should be so lucky.
We're at the Old Hickory Furniture Company. In today's culture of mass production, it remains unique, still building every piece you see here by hand.
This is such a cool place. I mean, what's it feel like to get to work here every day?
It's fun. We have a lot of things going on. Everything is different every day. Everything is historic. You can't go to a modern day factory and see people making stuff by hand like you see here.
These folks are continuing an American handcrafted tradition that's been happening here since 1899, and the company's reputation for quality still travels far from its hometown.
Shelbyville is in central Indiana, some 30 miles southeast of Indianapolis.
They've kept going through 2 world wars, the Great Depression, and 18 presidents. It seems this company is about as tough as the wood they make their furniture out of. Why hickory?
Hickory is the hardest wood in North America. It was used in early years as wagon wheel spokes. It's such a hard wood. It was used as golf clubs. Babe Ruth used it for his baseball bat when he was hitting all his home runs. And the great thing about our furniture
My
is...
dad used it to switch me with.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
And it got used a lot.
Yeah.
Behind the factory are stacks and stacks of hickory saplings, the raw material for what becomes the company's prized products.
The furniture's going to last and last and last, like the chairs that we see all over the national park lodges.
In 1906, chairs were shipped to the Old Faithful Inn at Yellowstone, and the same chairs are still there in use today.
And these chairs at Craig's Lodge in Colorado are the very ones Old Hickory delivered in 1920.
And I'm thinking that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing for the customers. This chair is going to outlive me, my kids, and my grandkids.
Not that many repeat customers, though.
I don't know whether to say congratulations or I'm sorry.
Here, President Harry Truman's wife, Bess, and her friends enjoy them at Camp David.
These durable pieces are made only after being ordered. But today, with just a teeny bit of help, they're letting Rodney and me build one of their popular hoop chairs.
Randy, what are we doing now?
What we're going to do is we're going to pull a chair.
I like that phrase. We're going to pull a chair. All right.
The process begins at the wood pile,
4.
picking the pieces needed to create a chair.
The back of it's got the big hoop. It goes all the way around the arm. So we need a hoop.
And we're talking a big piece for the hoop, 7 feet long to be exact.
So it's just kind of gentle curve, that's okay.
Gentle curve is fine because we're going to actually bend it
Okay.
all the way around.
He's going to bend it.
He's going to bend it. Hands
Glad
not
I
going
had
to do it.
Wheaties this morning.
Okay.
Before bending the wood, it spends 4 hours in near boiling water.
It's kind of like when you put pasta in the boiling pan.
Yes.
You do not want it to splash on
You
you.
do not want it to splash. It will take your skin off.
Wow. Take this out,
Lock the lever.
locked it in.
Go, Rodney. Go, Rodney.
Lock it over. You did it.
Woo!
Now you just tie it off. He did good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, Rodney evens the legs.
Next we're going to sand.
Rodney gets to cut. I just have to push the cart.
The bark must be made smooth, but still remain on the wood.
Maybe I could put you in there and, kind of get rid of your rough edges. You did that on purpose. Ah! Now I see the chair.
Now you see the chair.
And now it's time to stain the wood and wipe it down.
It looks good.
Soon it will look even better as the very talented Marta Jimenez shows us how to weave the back of the chair using nearly 100 feet of rattan.
You think you got the hang of it?
Find the end of it.
There's no end.
There's an end. And you're gonna weave through here, go around and follow the other one.
So I could get a chair done like in a month.
And Martha can get this back done in about 45 minutes.
Oh, 45 minutes. I'm
45 minutes?
Yeah.
Really?
Everything they make is labor intensive, and it's not just chairs.
So somebody can actually like sketch something on a piece of paper and say, can you make this for me?
Yes, people send it on a napkin, they can email it, they can send it in the mail.
As Barb and I worked on finishing our chair, I suddenly realized that Rodney had disappeared.
I don't see Rodney. Have you seen him in a while?
No, I haven't.
Rodney? Have you seen Rodney?
I haven't seen him in a long time.
Rodney? Have you seen Rodney?
Nope, haven't seen him.
Hey, a guy can get tired after all that work. And these chairs are so comfortable.
You're sleeping on the job. I got the last few steps done.
Hey, if they didn't make such comfortable chairs. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Did you do this? This is nice.
Did we ask Randy if it's sellable?
Well, not quite yet, because we still got to put the brass tag on it.
Hey, success.
Success, you got one. We do got to order for about 1,000 chairs coming through. You want to stay around?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you look comfortable.
That's good.
On behalf of Old Hickory, we want to give you guys this chair. Since you made it from start to finish,
Wow.
we want to give you this chair.
What's Jan gonna get?
I knew that was coming.
We're told that an old hickory hoop chair can go for as much as $1,000.
But we like to think ours is priceless because we'll always have a story to tell about how we helped make it.
No, I thought it was going to go to my house first. No, it's going to go to my house first, isn't it? Isn't it going to go to my house first?
And coming up next, one red hot story.
You just let it sit on the front of your tongue.
You told me that, but a little late. Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal. We got a story that's gonna spice up your life.
It's about a product that is known the world over.
Yeah, it's made right here by the same family since right after the Civil War.
But the recipe is basically the same, and it's more popular than ever.
It's sold in 187 countries, and its label is printed in 22 different languages.
And for nearly 150 years, every pepper grown and every bottle that's made has its roots here, Avery Island, Louisiana, the home of Tabasco.
You know, it all started with my great-great-grandfather, Edmund McElhenney, who was a banker from New Orleans.
As the direct descendant of the man who created Tabasco, CEO Tony Simmons has red pepper sauce running through his veins.
I'm the current steward of what we do. My family's done this for 148 years.
And what the McElhenney family has done is achieve nothing less than world hot sauce domination.
For anyone alive today, Tabasco has always been #1.
But its beginnings were far more humble. Banker Edmund McElhenney had lost everything during the Civil War.
So, trying to rebuild his life, he set out to sell bottles of his homemade hot sauce.
So he began to take it to New Orleans and sell it. He got $1 a bottle at that time in 1866, 1867.
That's gotta be a lot of money in 18.
That was a lot of money back then.
These are all the seed plants that originated from your great-great-grandpa's chicken coop?
That's right. Every Tabasco plant that we use to make our pepper from comes from that one plant. So it is an heirloom seed. So this is our Tabasco pepper plant.
Tony walks us through rows of Tabasco peppers that can be traced back to Edmund's lone surviving chicken coop plant.
Be very careful what you touch after you do this because it does come on your hands.
Holy cow, I just licked my finger.
Uh-oh.
Is it hot?
Yeah!
You measure the heat in food in what they call Scoville units. Regular red Tabasco has a Scoville unit rating of between 2,500 and 5,000. This pepper has a Scoville rating of between 25,000 and 50,000 Scoville units. So it's 10 times as hot as what's in the bottle. So once we pick these, we're going to grind it up into a mash, and we're going to add some salt to it, and then we're going to put it in barrels, and we're going to age it for up to 3 years. We want the pepper to sit through 2 hot summers at Avery Island.
So you make it sweat before it makes us sweat.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Jan. We sure do.
Next stop, the warehouse, where up to 50,000 barrels of all that mash is kept. They're covered in salt to lock in the flavor.
So y'all ready to taste a little bit of our mash?
Oh, wow.
He's done that a time or two.
Tony has one of the guys pop open a barrel of brand new mash.
Woo! I can smell that
Wow.
already. We're going to taste that?
So that's fresh.
And then, one that's been aged for 3 years.
Wow.
It's 10 times as hot as what's in the bottle.
Did he just say 10 times as hot and we're gonna do a taste test?
I'm not too good with hot food.
You just let it sit on the front of your tongue, and then
You told me that front of the tongue a little late. It already got to the back.
I hope I don't regret this.
It stays with you.
yeah, the burn will last a while. You know, at 40,000 Scoville units.
Okay, I'm sorry. There is just no ladylike way to spit.
You taste the salt, you get a little bit of salt out on the edges, and then the heat comes late at the back of your tongue.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
That tastes good.
Yeah.
That's just hot. I mean, there is a big difference.
This is more mature,
More
kind of
mature.
like more sophisticated.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Still hot.
It's still hot.
Really hot.
You can be mature and still be hot. I'm just saying.
Just saying, huh?
I was throwing a compliment your way.
There you go.
These are all mixing vats here.
Once 3 years has passed, the mash goes to the blending room. There, it's put into 2,000-gallon white oak vats where it's mixed with distilled vinegar for 28 days.
Every bottle of Tabasco in the world is produced here at Avery Island, up to about 700,000 bottles a day.
A day.
A day.
And while Avery Island now boasts everything from a Tabasco museum to a country store full of the hottest merchandise,
Tabasco spam.
the one thing that has never and will never change is the McElhenney family's dedication to its roots.
For tasting the pepper mash, we induct you into the not-so-ancient order of the not-so-silver spoon
That's
for
awesome.
showing courage under fire.
That is awesome. Thank you.
It's our badge of honor.
I like it.
Come on.
And coming up next, the woman who is lovingly called
Look at that.
the Gourd Lady.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal.
You know, what we love is highlighting on this show unique places, people, and products,
Today, I think we're going to hit all 3 of those.
and especially the people part.
Meet Helen Thomas, known as the Gourd Lady. She grows thousands each year on her Indiana farm, so she'll never be, you know, out of her gourds.
First thing I want to know is, what exactly is a gourd?
Well, some people think it's something that you can play music on.
And you can.
Other people think it's a container.
Like these.
Some people think it's a canvas that you can paint on.
And not just paint them, but carve them into just about anything.
A bear.
My wolf.
I think a wolf. Ricola.
But first, Helen has to grow them.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. See, that's the female. That came off a female.
Wow.
Helen's farm is in Tangier, Indiana, near the Illinois border, some 90 miles west of Indianapolis.
Helen's history with gourds goes back some 30 years. She and her husband Ron were already farmers, but her nephew helped them switch crops.
He came home from school and he actually had 2 boxes of seeds, $15, and I thought, he'll never get them sold, so I will buy them. So I bought both boxes off of him for $30.
And you had been growing gourds before that?
No, we were watermelon farmers. I threw in this little row of gourds out of that package. Well, Ron began to get mad. He didn't want those gourds out in the watermelon field.
Yeah, they're cutting down on his watermelon profits.
Right, it was.
One row quickly became a quarter of an acre. And that's when a couple of tourists, who happened to be artists, changed Helen's life.
So they stopped and they wanted to buy like $2,500 worth of those. Well,
And all of a sudden your husband said, you can take my whole watermelon field.
you got it.
And now folks come from all over to buy Helen's gourds and visit what she calls Sand Lady Farm.
So I want to know, how did you get the name Sand Lady, though?
See that sand? Our soil's sandy. That's why I'm called Sand Lady.
And every spring, she plants seedlings in that soil, believe it or not, using this antique rig.
Look at that.
Uh-huh.
Only female blossoms produce gourds, but they need the help of pollen from the male blossoms. Helen can't always count on bees, so pollinating is often her job.
And do you want to pollinate, Rodney? Yeah. That's a male blossom. Open that up and take some of that pollen and put it right there on that, and that's what's called pollinating it. Give it a big kiss.
Okay.
Well, you're a little rough with her.
Once harvested, Helen washes the gourds. She used to do it all by hand before inventing this giant washing tub.
That's really high pressure right now.
Yeah. You could probably cut your finger if you got
Really?
it. Yeah. You want to try it?
No.
Cleaned and dried, they're ready for the artist, like these members of the Indiana Gourd Society. This purple paisley work won Diane Wardlow Best in Show at the Indiana State Fair.
How would you describe Helen?
Well, she's all heart. She knows more about gourds than I'm ever going to learn. She shares everything she's got, and she's just a big heart.
And Diane shared with us a kind of entry-level lesson in gourd art, known as marbleizing.
Dip it quick. Oh, dip it quick?
Do a spin.
Make sure you get that spin, Jan. And push it down.
Push it down and pull it back up. And we'll see what we got.
Hey! There you go.
That's pretty good.
Isn't that cool?
I could never do that.
In and down and twist and catch.
Oh, I don't think I did as good as you.
Okay, Jan's, Rodney's. He wins. Rodney, you are artistic.
Yeah, but we still won't earn a place in Helen's museum. Yep, she even has a gourd museum on our farm. All these pieces you see were done with gourds she grew.
Gourd art is serious stuff. This piece here is the work of Denny Wainscott, now considered the country's top gourd artist. 20 years ago, he was winning ribbons at the Indiana State Fair.
Now, what would a piece like this be worth?
This one here, when he's back in that day, this was a $700 piece.
Wow.
When he first started coming here, he would always say, Helen, I'm going to go big time someday. I will be in the galleries. And he has gotten, I think, a little over 20,000.
I heard that the first thing you ever painted's in here.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, so you carved it? Or what?
That's wood burning.
Wood burned it. How much you want for it?
Oh, I'd probably be like Denny and take maybe 20,000.
Helen is indeed a true character with true character. Stop by and see for yourself, because everybody's welcome at her personal field of dreams.
I love these people. I love the people, my customers. They're like my family.
I've always been a crafter. I love to craft, and now I have a new item. I'm calling Helen for gourds.
You like the gourds a lot more than I did.
I like to craft. I don't think you're a crafter.
Well, did you get enough hot sauce?
I did. I think my mouth is still hot. It was awesome, though.
And wasn't Avery Island just gorgeous?
Fantastic. Love the history there.
Oh my goodness.
I do have a question, though.
What's that?
Where's the hickory chair?
You know, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Small Town Big Deal.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Kroll, who has no hickory chair.
Join us again next week when once again we celebrate the great stories from across America.
You have the chair.
Are there bigger ones in here than that?
Could be. You want to go look?
Sure. And am I going to
Just
hurt
watch
this?
the snake's not walking through.
He hates snakes.
What was that about snakes?
You're going to be low to the
I'm
ground.
going to be a low rider.
Yeah, look out. Oh my gosh, okay.
And you're going to...
Where this has mellowed and it's
So this is like teenager Tabasco. It's a little wild and crazy, right? And this is more mature.
there you go.
More jam.
This is more Jan.
This is more Jan here. Okay, I'll go with that, Jan.